This is a part 2 of the previous video that I did. When I'm talking on this video, and if this resonates with you, check out that video. This video, we're just talking real talk, okay? This is based off of a prophetic word, but as I was giving that message, I was like, hold on, there's some real things that we need to talk about. One of the things that many people experience in life, no matter how you look, no matter who you are, no matter what you have, no matter what you don't have, no matter what you don't look like, everybody from time to time has experienced some sort of rejection. Whether it was a job that you wanted and you got rejected, or a part that you wanted and you got rejected, or a friend or a group of people that you wanted to hang out with and you got rejected or dismissed, or somebody who you were wanting to date, or somebody that you were courting or courting you that you feel like you got rejected. This is the thing. What we're going to talk about in this video, you will understand first and foremost, you were never rejected, and you'll never feel rejection again because you'll understand what these types of situations are actually setting you up for. Let's get into it. One of the reasons I'm having this discussion is because as we've been talking about on Pretty Boss TV for quite some time, and we're talking about it more because the season is drawing near, it's getting near, it's getting near. Kingdom marriages are coming together, like even before my eyes, like it's happening. The thing is, many of us are coming into a place where we're ready for the next level. And when we're talking about a partnership, we're not just talking about it for just our own personal satisfaction. This is not just coming together for selfish desires or selfish reasons, but it's because two is stronger than one and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. We are in the season of our purpose. We're in an era to where we've done a lot of the healing, a lot of the traumas and trials and tribulations that we've been through. We are in a mode, for those of you who this is for, where we're taking our power back. You can sit there and be the victim the rest of your life, or get up and realize, like, you know what? This isn't helping me. I'm gonna have to get out this mentality. I'm gonna have to save myself mentally by realizing that what Yeshua said was true. I'm the victor. I trample all serpents and scorpions. This is the thing. For many of you, and this is what trips up a lot of chosen ones too, because it's the process. It's like, even when a lot of people say, well, I'm not ready to date, and that's fine. It's nothing wrong with that. But also on the opposite token, it's totally nothing wrong with dating. If you know who you are and you have your boundaries and you know what you're looking for, you're not willing to compromise, and you're not desperate, because desperate is always a recipe for disaster. Okay. So considering all of these other things to be true, one of the things that trips certain people up in dating is because you're going out, you have pure intentions. You know that this is your kingdom season. You know that you're ready for kingdom hubby, for kingdom wifey. And you have this mindset, but with other people, it's no telling what other people's intentions are. So you have this strong desire for whatever it is that you're seeking in terms of relationship. And then you meet people, and let's say you go on a date and you date somebody, and it's like, oh my goodness, I could see this desire that I have in my mind for myself. I could see this playing out with this person. Instantly, we create a fantasy. Instantly, we create a movie. Instantly, this person is like the most perfect person on earth. Even though in your personal life, even people that you really love and really like, even though they're not perfect, this person is, because you know nothing about them. What makes a person more perfect than not knowing anything about them, right? Some of you have experienced that, and let's chit chat. We having big sis talk right now, okay? Let's say you experienced that. Now it comes to a point to where, let's say you have this happen to you several times. Like, let's say you're like, man, every time I went out to date, I feel like I'll meet the person, and then things will go to a certain level and it will go left. Or maybe you will engage in a relationship with the person, but then it doesn't go to the level of commitment that you were looking for. Maybe you wanted marriage and you just ended up in a different position than what you was looking for. Maybe you compromised some things a little bit too early, and regardless of what's going on, it brings you back to the same situation, to where it's like you're meeting people, you're thinking they're the one, and then they're not. And then it's like, God, when are you going to bring me my person? Why do you keep teasing me like this? What's going on? Why do people keep rejecting me? And the thing is this, do not ever, first of all, take that as rejection. Because first and foremost, realize that somebody not choosing you, or somebody not seeing your worth and your value, that's not a reflection of you, baby. That's a reflection of them. We can only judge other people according to how we are. Sometimes you'll be surprised, people do see your worth. They do see it, and it's like, oh no, that's too much for me. They're not looking for that. They may be looking for somebody who they're not taking serious. They may be looking for somebody that they can play with, who's easy to play with, who's easy to manipulate or do whatever the case might be, who will be down with all of their foolishness and shenanigans. And when they look at you, they're like, I want that, but I know that ain't gonna put up with me, so I'm gonna just leave that be. It's many different reasons why people may not interact with you in that way. Let's say that you're dealing with a person and they truly don't see your value. They're looking at you as an option, and they're comparing you to all the rest of the options like they're equal in weight, which we know they're not. We know they're not pretty bosses. We know they're not handsome bosses compared to the pretty and handsome boss chosen ones. But let's say in their mind, incorrectly weighing you up against other options, and they just don't see your value, that's fine. They might not be able to recognize your value because that value doesn't exist within them. And then others of you, it may be that there's somebody that you desire, somebody that you want, and you're like, man, they don't see my value, they don't see my worth. And maybe maybe you need to be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, maybe I do need to level my life up. Maybe I do need to pour on myself more. Maybe I do need to take care of myself more. Maybe I do need to love myself first. Some of you, it's that. Some of you, it's like, you know what, maybe I do need to own life. Maybe I do need to have my own career going. Maybe I need to get something for myself to where it's like, where my worth is apparent and obvious. And not to impress other people, because the person is for you, it's not even going to be a thing to where you have to just have all the accolades. Love is not like that. Love is not like, look, I have all the list of everything that you ever wanted or anybody could want. It's me. It's deeper than that. It's not just about what you look like on paper. I said that to say, when you are moving in a place in your life where you're confident with yourself, you're leveling up, you're going to realize that you have much greater options than if you're not taking care of yourself. That if you're not living to your best capability for you and for God in you. I said that to say, you'll never feel rejected again after you understand, even if you're not dating, let's say it's friendship, let's say it's business, let's say it's career, different employees, employers, things of that nature. First and foremost, when you feel rejected or you feel overlooked or you feel not chosen, realize first and foremost, this gives you so much power. This gives you so much to work with. Let's take first the case of career. We'll start with that. Let's say there's a job that you really want and you go for it, or a business partner that you want to have and you go for the interview and it's like you get rejected. They don't even look at you twice. What this could let you know is a couple of things. Maybe it's like, look, there's a better opportunity for me. Or if you're honest with yourself and you're like, you know what, I can kind of see why maybe they didn't choose me. I wasn't even feel confident in the interview. You can use that as a place to where, you know what, next time I'm going to align myself differently to where next time I go to an interview, they're going to be trying to keep me in the room. They're going to be trying to let me know, like, look, you know, we don't usually do this. We still got some people we need to interview, but you're exactly what we're looking for. Next time I'm bodying this in a completely different way. It might be that maybe you didn't have certain qualifications or skill sets and you're like, you know what, I'm going to body these qualifications and skill sets to where it's not even going to be debatable next time I walk into a job interview. Use rejections as a chance to fine tune yourself, to level yourself up. And again, if you know that it's like, no, I'm totally overqualified for that, or I should have definitely had that and I'm prepared for it, and this is not out of ego, but it's something that you know, then you can also rest easy and be like, oh, that's good. That means there's something better for me then. That means I thought that was to my level, but it's not to my level. I'm excited about this next opportunity that's coming through, because guess what? What's for me will never pass me by. The other thing and way that I want to talk about this and how it's going to relate to a lot of people as well in life, even if this is not something that you are thinking about now, it's going to come a time in life to where you're meeting people, you're dealing with people, even if you're courting or you're getting courted, people are different. Some people have a lot of options. For those of you that are going to be public figures or putting yourself out there in certain ways where more people know you, there are going to be way more opportunities to date, way more opportunities to meet people. As you're leveling up, for many of you who are truly leveling up to a whole nother capacity, you're going to start seeing that it's not just about you having people that are approaching you. It's a big quantity of people, but it's not good quality. You're going to start seeing that the quality and the quantity is like increasing together. Like, hold on. I've always had a lot of options. 99% of them I don't want, but now the options is like, okay. And this is the thing. If you meet somebody and you're dealing with somebody who you're feeling, let's say you're like, man, this person is everything. They smell good. They look good. They talk good. We're aligned in our core beliefs and all of these things. We gel. The chemistry is magnetic. You could see the fireworks just popping off every time we come into each other's vicinity. Anytime our auras get close, there's just a surge. Let's say you're feeling any of these things to somebody. You know how it feels when you see somebody and you're like, hold on, wait a minute. Especially women, you'll start creating a complete scenario. You've been lived out a whole life in your head in like 5 minutes. Keep it a buck when you come across a guy that seems to check all of your boxes. The thing about it is, some of you have had this happen recently, or this could happen to you where it's like you thought everything was everything. Maybe you really felt like the stars were aligning. Maybe you really felt like you met your person, to realize like, wait, it's not that's not them, or maybe they're not giving you that same energy, or they're not giving you that same reciprocation for whatever reason. It could be that they got some other stuff going on that you don't know about. It could be that, again, they don't recognize your value. It could be that they do and they just know they're not up for it. Whatever the case is, it doesn't matter, because that part has nothing to do with you. The most important thing that it is for you to realize, that I want everybody to take home watching this video, is this: any rejection in any form, whether it's from a person or whatever, is an opportunity to fine tune yourself, to get in alignment alignment even greater with what you want. Let me explain this in two ways, even like the job interview situation. Let's say you're dealing with a person and then you realize, man, we disconnected, something didn't click, I don't know what I did wrong. And maybe if you're being honest with yourself, you're like, you know what, I was a little weird. Well, I did kind of want this person a little bit too much, and maybe I wasn't able to be myself. Maybe it was some things going on that it just kind of pushed the person away. Like, in order for these things to work, what I'm talking about in all of these videos that I'm going to be releasing, even moving forward, the most important component is that you have to be able to be real with yourself. Some of you are going to realize, like, dang, you know what, I do need to level up. I do need to step my game up in certain ways. There are things that I want, and those things that I want also have their own requirements. And this is just in life, family. Nothing is free. Let's say you want somebody, for instance, this fit, and somebody who takes health seriously or things of that nature. 99 times out of 100, you may want to be that person. You're not just gonna, I want somebody that takes life and physical health seriously, but you don't, and then you're just gonna have that. It's like, no, you gotta also be a reflection of that what you want. So for some of you, it'll let you know, like, you know what, I need to do more work. I need to step my game up so that next time a better option than even that one comes, I'm prepared for that. The other thing that's most important that I want y'all to realize, because most of you who I'm talking to, you are all that in a bag of chips. You are a bag of Takis. Can y'all believe I've never had Takis in my life? You a bag of Takis, so it's not that. What you need to realize, especially those of you who are truly coming into your divine kingdom spouse season, you're going to be getting closer and closer. And one perspective is to say, okay, these people are counterfeits, they're not the one, and go down this cycle of feeling rejected, feeling hurt, feeling betrayed by God, feeling let down, going through that cycle that you've already been through a million times. You can go down that road again, or you can realize what's actually happening. What's actually happening is that the manifestations are coming. Understand that everybody and everything that comes into your life is a footstool for you, especially if it seems to be in the form of rejection or something that feels to oppose you, something that feels like an enemy in your life. Remember what scripture tells us: God makes our enemies our footstool. This means anything in life that seems to oppose the word of God or our well-being, we can call that an enemy. We don't just have to see this as the devil with horns or people who the devil are sending through our families and things of that nature. This is life. Anything that opposes the good of God, anything that seems to come against the will of God, we're going to call that the enemy. But we understand that these things, as the Bible say, are supposed to elevate us. So how do we use this to apply this to what I'm saying right here? You will never have to feel rejected again when you realize this one thing. First and foremost, you got to understand your own worth and value. If you know your own worth and value, you're not going to need external validation. You're not going to need another person to like you back to be like, oh, I'm likable. You're not going to need a person to pursue you and to hunt you down to be like, oh, I'm pursuable. You're going to know these things within yourself. That's a very important component that I don't want to skip. That is key. You must know who you are. You must know the I am. You must know y'all. And for those of you who do, this is the next thing. If you meet somebody or you're meeting a situation, you're like, man, this is it. And then you find out it's not for whatever reason. Or let's say things go left. Maybe it is it, but it's just maybe timing is off and it seems like there's a disconnect, or they're going in a different direction, or they're choosing differently or rejecting you in whatever way. Realize that this is beautiful because you can use them as your catalyst for more. If you meet somebody and it's like, man, this person is great, I thought this was one, they have this, they have that. Think about those things. If you think about it and it makes you feel good, this is really good because this is what you're creating. Some of you might meet somebody or come across a situation where it's like, man, this was so good, and then you're like, well, I thought that was a person and it's not it. But it wasn't meant for that to be the end thing. That was a step on your journey to start helping you to focus on, oh my God, I didn't even think about this. I definitely want this in my person. I enjoy this about them. I love this about them. I love this. And you can isolate those characteristics. You can live in that experience. You can create that space for yourself. Without them, you could just use them as a muse. They rejected you, cool. You not even it anyway. You have components of the real thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you out the equation. I'm not taking you personally, but we'll take you out the equation. We'll use some of the components that I love about you, and this is what I'm going to focus on. Philippians 4:8. If there's anything good, if there's anything excellent, if there's anything worthy of praise, these are the things that we focus on. This is the perfect opportunity because it's allowing you to come into alignment with exactly what you want. And it's even better when it's fresh because, sometimes it might be harder to do that when you're thinking about exes. When you think about your exes, it could be some things that was great about them and it had to have been for you to have been together. But sometimes we don't want to go back and be like, you know what, let me think about my favorite things about my ex so that I can focus on these things and make more space for this in my life. You might not care about the ex, but God will bring you a fresh muse. God will bring you fresh inspiration. It's nothing like being inspired. It's nothing like seeing or meeting a person that your heart just gets to, what's the Disney movies where the heart comes out the chest like Bugs Bunny, like whoop, whoop, whoop. That is some inspiration on a whole nother level. We don't have to be afraid of that. You don't have to feel like, oh, every time I feel that way. It's like, no. Use that as a catalyst for your growth, to reaffirm that you know who you are and you don't need external validation from anybody, and to fine tune yourself, and to realize like you can use that person as a muse. It don't have to be them. We live in an infinite world. If God brings you across a person where it seems like they cross every T and dot every I, but then you realize that's not them, get excited, because this means that the person is for you not only has those characteristics, it's more in alignment. It's in alignment with your morals, your characters, your values. It's perfect for you. It's going to be peaceful. It's not going to feel like, oh my goodness, I wonder if they're going to hit me up. Oh, I wonder what's going on. It's not going to feel toxic. You're not going to feel anxiety. People just bring anxiety and toxicity and all that to your life. That's not it. Even when you're dating somebody and it is somebody that you have the ability to go the length with, yes, there are going to be times in a relationship you're not just going to be wide open. There's a little bit of push and pull dynamics, but nothing crazy. Things that are reasonable. Things that both people are like, it makes you feel good. Just that little anticipation, the beginning of something new. But it shouldn't feel like something that's bringing you anxiety, it's bringing you depression, it's just knocking you off your mind. It got you feeling a type of way. If you're dealing with a person or a situation, that's not it. But again, you can use the components of that to refocus and realize like, oh my God, I got better than you coming to me, buddy. Better. Not just better than you, but multiple options that are better than you. It's just more in alignment for you. I don't even feel so happy, even though it's true to say better than, because it's not about that. But what's good for one person may not be good for another person. What's one man's trash is another man's treasure. They could be great for other people. They might be great for another person. But what's good for you, what's better for you, that is what is lined up and in store. But so many times we'll get disappointed and feel defeated and go into depression and go into this spiral. I'm not going to ever date again. I get so sick of this. I'm done. Or you can continue to grow and thrive and be the best handsome boss, pretty boss that you could ever be. And as you do this, you're going to turn around and realize that you have perfected yourself to a level of when that person comes in your life, baby, can't nobody make or break you. And this is so funny because this is when the journey gets so peaceful. This is when two self-actualized people that know God come together. It's beautiful. It's like y'all up in the clouds on a G5 together, private, you know what I mean, doing y'all thing in private, and the rest of them, everybody else just fighting below. I want this, I want that, what's going, and y'all are cruising in a whole different place, in a whole different plane, because y'all have found each other and y'all are really in alignment with each other, and y'all have done the work to be in a place to where you can peacefully exist in the presence of your chosen one, in the presence of your soulmate. And there's an understanding that doesn't even need to be explained between the two of you, because first and foremost, Yeshua Almighty brought that together. We don't want none of these worldly people, trust me. A lot of these worldly people, some of them look real good, some of them talk a great game, but we don't want that. We don't want that headache. You're worthy of excellence. You're worthy of greatness. You're the king's daughter. You're the king's son. If you would like to book personal prophetic guidance with me, even if you would like confirmation on this specific prophetic message, or if you would like messages in regards to your love or what you have coming your way, definitely feel free to book a personal with me on prettybossTV.com. I do have availability now. I've been able to catch up with all of my prophetic messages and been able to connect with everyone who has booked with me so far. Definitely go ahead and book with me while the chance is there, because sometimes they do get sold out. Another thing is PB Exclusive is back, baby. Yes, check your girl out. PB Exclusive is a back, baby. PBExclusive.com. It is a sales site wide, so go ahead and get in where you fit in. We have certain things that are back in stock, including this bodysuit. This is one of our top sellers, and I love it. It's perfect for the holidays. If y'all could just see me. If you do want to see me in this one, it is on PBExclusive.com. So if you want to see the look, is available on PBExclusive.com. Thank you all who support. Also, thank all of you who send cash apps, love donations, and everything. It really helps what we're doing on Pretty Boss TV. And make sure that you stay tuned, because we're doing some new things over here. And we have our first Pop the Balloon that is going to be airing this week right here on Pretty Boss TV. So make sure that you're subscribed for more. And also make sure that you check out our academy, prettybossTV.academy, where you can find our first official course for 30 Days to Success. It's a life changer. And for those of y'all listening to this at the beginning of the year or the end of the year, do that. It only takes 30 days to change your life, but 30 days of consistency, and this program is laid out to do just that. We don't want to continue to have the same year that we had in 2023, 2022, 2024. When you're really ready for change, go ahead and enroll in 30 Days to Success. It'll be an investment that keeps on giving. I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all willing? Peace.